So let's talk about Taurus Rising. First, I want you to remember that your rising sign is determined by your time and place of birth. It influences how you first interact with people, so your first impressions. It also influences your physical appearance and how you first respond when something unexpected is thrown your way. It's also important to remember that in your sun sign, moon sign, rising combination, that your rising sign is third in command. Knowing this is going to empower you on your journey to manifesting your desires by bringing awareness to how people first receive your energy. This way you can make adjustments and transform whatever energy necessary to make sure that you are bringing the energy that you want to bring into the room. Okay, Taurus Rising. Taurus is an earth sign, so a person with Taurus Rising will give a first impression of someone that is practical and stable. Taurus is a fixed sign, so you will be perceived as friendly, and the people you encounter will also get the impression that what you see is what you get. Taurus is the youngest of the earth signs, so a person with Taurus Rising will have a youthful quality about them. A person with Taurus Rising is likely to have a good-looking face, large round eyes, and clear skin. They may have a neck that appears short and thick, and often your body will give the impression of sturdiness and weight. Okay, when a person with Taurus Rising experiences an unexpected circumstance, they kind of respond one of two ways: no interest whatsoever, or if it does affect them, in the way that it challenges their security, meaning their money or their possessions or their ability to buy future food. That's when they'll have an extreme reaction and do whatever it takes to maintain that feeling of security that allows them to feel balanced. If it doesn't challenge those things, it's off their radar. Positive traits of Taurus Rising: grace, charm, a love of art, and social awareness. Negative traits of Taurus Rising: overindulgence, superficiality, jealousy, and conceit. So people with Taurus Rising, attachment is going to be your worst enemy. When you initially respond from that place of fearing loss, then sometimes you do things that are going to cause you problems either in that moment or in the future. So it's really important for you to get to the place where you connect with the fact that true peace and happiness and fulfillment comes from understanding that we genuinely have everything that we need inside. And I know that sounds easier said than believed, because you're like, okay, well, if I need my bills paid, then I can't get the money from inside. True, but not having the attachment to losing things, it's what's gonna afford you the ability to be able to encounter challenging situations and not fall apart emotionally because you're fearing loss. When you place your sense of happiness and security in outside sources, that means that whenever those sources are changed or taken away, your sense of who you are and security is taken away with it. So you want to maintain that sense of who you are and balance and peace from within, so that way you can take on any circumstances, whether you're making tons of money and you have tons of possessions, or whether you have no money and no possessions, you still are operating from that place of balance, because that's where happiness, that's where fulfillment, and that's actually where motivation comes from, is that sense of peace. Okay, so people with Taurus Rising, you're gonna have a charming first impression. You're even gonna have a bit of an artistic flair about your energy, which is great. You just wanna make sure that you don't put too much emphasis on material success, that you're not perceiving other people as one way simply because they have material success. You don't wanna put that much emphasis on material success with yourself either, because then, like I talked about before, that's going to cause a problem with your confidence. And when you're confident, you give a good first impression. And if you're not, well, we all know what that does. Oh no! So if you have Taurus Rising, you can now look at your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign combination and factor in how those three energies work together. You can take the positive traits from all three of those energies and implement them when you're on your path to manifesting the things you desire, as opposed to allowing your negative traits to undermine what you're doing and to hold you back. So it's really important to embrace your individuality, but to always reinforce and express that part of you that leads to greatness and fulfillment. So coming up, after we finish the Rising Sign series, we're going to deal with compatibility and love with all the astrological signs. So subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more astrological information coming your way. Thanks for watching.